What, 4 pages, 5 pages, something like that?
Something like that, yeah. I think we're starting from book 1 of the Secretum Meal.
So I'm St. Augustine. When I'm Virginia Woolf, I know the answer to everything, but it feels better when she doesn't. Upon transmission of minds, when there are no minds, there can be no separation, there being no difference between the mind and the heart. Dread weakens the kidneys, the result being that it's impossible to live in the present as it is in the future. Only humans live as if they're never going to die, and then die as if they never really lived. Emotions are believed to reside in the toes. You can have it from the Yellow Emperor. You can also get it in baskets.
I listen. My conscience tells me that it's true, there is no two. But perhaps this is what I want, to own my own property. But how can this great desire work in the face of what Jack London called the Yellow Peril? They hardly queue. And what if I walk into my new house and there's Doug the Rhino? Oh no! The only way to kill a rhino is with a bomb. Doug the Rhino eats the bomb because he's a stupid fucking rhino.
Their clothes often cover enlightenment, and to all but the hirsute ones, that may be a curse. The 1980s contained enough dread to last at least a century. The Native American section of any reasonable betting shop will tell you all you need to know about owning property on days when the wind is not chopping. If you want really to agitate molecules, then I'm unable to stop you, sur le pont, as it were, d'Avignon, with red font upon a black spine, appealing to your conscience in a Gary Glitter suit filled at the hard parts with horseradish.
Bullradish. Horse shit. How can one attain this state?
Shave up. Swoop. Just sit. The land beyond the forest. Read Queen Neng's Platform Sutra. Refuse to find a divide between conceptual and non-conceptual being. Be ruthless and generous with your writing. Plant the root 30 centimetres deep in organic matter. If you must have one, make Jackson Maclow your model.
So I can't mediate on debt?
Just dig out your beads and waggle them, Frankie.
Yeah, a hot topic. Why did the calamities?
What does anyone say at the moment of orgasm?
I'm about to regret this. Well, I see that I must tell myself to hold truth, and then, when the time is right, let it free like a wee little chimpy nocturnal little howler monkey.
What is truth? When is the time ever really right? What is free? And where is a severed? But these are stupid questions. You really do have to just suck it. When I said take me to your leader, they took me to a building in the middle of a bog. That really changed everything. Frank Zappa. WTF, as they say. What about WCW and the WWF? It doesn't smell of moss, it has no veracity. How wonderful to end the poem with the letter OMG and a modicum of trembling. Look at my kimono.
You terrify me. And yet such letters are familiar to me, especially at night, when the spirit of Brutus, the barber beefcake, released from his daycare centre, collects himself within himself. Then he composes myself in the mirror of a dying man, in the frame of enormous garden shears to cut a man's hair. So many deaths of enlarged hearts, they love too much. Big Boss Man, Mr. Perfect, Test, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Davey Boy Smith, Mike Awesome. I picture myself strumming a violin vividly upon myself, attuned to the hour of death and all its horrible accomplishments, so that sometimes I seem to look into hell in a cell, and I am so shattered by the vision of thumbtacks and fluorescent life tubes that I fall down trembling, mumbling, an eternal chair shot, juicing in kayfabe. Sweet Jesus Nash, what will become of me? I fall in a sort of it, like a broken cell, and when I tell my friends of it, I move them to tears of laughter. They say I am a fake. What would hold me back from killing them, from latching my hands around their throat? What obstacles lie before a happy marriage? Only the terror of admitting I was a professional wrestler in Bognor Regis and Minehead. I wrestled as the all-American kid and college boy at Butlins, and I felt the sweaty grip of some Welsh git. I am worse off than they, for they enjoy their pleasures, whereas for me every pleasure of the craft is blended with a bitterness of living a clown's hell for coins and piss.
The way to the body is to forget the body. When death comes, it's better to greet it with a sniff. Is that what you mentioned? In the forests of No, fanning? First, a messenger appears on the stage. There are intimations of ghosts, a whiff of seaweed fanning. I said that and shuffling. Then more fanning. You get the picture. And then you're in Minehead in a headlock, or in Hindhead, or in Maidenhead. And my advice is the same. Exfoliate regularly, but with no attachment to the shining. And think of nothing but nothing. In this way, reading Name by Alan Davies repeatedly, you will achieve a measure of, if not peace, then at least understanding. Marriage is like draining the oil out of an old engine. A Zafu is your greatest ally. And the last place you want to end up is the 17th century.
Alan Davies? I hate Sebastian Coe. I prefer minimalism to kabuki, and I prefer a pig's eye to the fury of a charging prawn. Yet it is who is the cat's arsehole, shot with a pellet gun in wretched pain.
Absolutely devoid of temporality. I lose it to God, slipping out, flying empty one way and then Placidus on in it, and then Poland coming over a hill. If you do not meet the Buddha on the road, well, you know, too much autobiography is contained even in yon arsehole or pellet gun, Frankie. At a karaoke bush indubitably to entertain a room full of bangers of weak sensibility through a week of chip dinners. You are a beautiful boy, my darling. I am warming to your extraordinary toasts. What exactly do you mean by plating?
That is what plating I need. Silence to retire to Dungeness, to old peace. I've always dreamed of a bathysphere of peas. My home is the sea. Bid me to the yellow